I really believe that spirit finds a way to survive. There are always doors and windows and ladders and pathways that are before us and that are revealing themselves to us, and we always have choices around how to navigate those spaces, and that we don't always know how to navigate those spaces. I used to be fascinated watching all of the elders catch the spirit in church. I used to be fascinated and held so close to my heart these experiences of how it felt to hold my family's hand in a circle at the front of the church when we were being prayed for. And then the rocking, and how we would all just rock together, and how it would feel when my father would squeeze my hand. Like, I have some very, very sensuous, embodied memories of what it felt like to be in the church. But I also have some really sensuous, embodied memories of what it feels like to be growing up in the queer clubs, you know, and really understanding that kind of freedom and the kind of erotic energy and the sensuality that lives there when my body is moving and when we're all sweating together and we're all sharing this simultaneous rhythm is that same spirit showing its face. When I think back to my artist life as a child, I first think about writing. I have had a pen for as long as I can remember and have been expressing myself with it for as long as I can remember. I take notes a lot, but I also I try to create different kinds of relationships than Western linear teleological relationships with the work that I'm studying, because it is what I understand as ancestral relearning. To this day, my vocal practice is also about remembering. I'm in a project of learning the Yoruba liturgical songs, and that too is about kind of the secrets and the metaphysics inside of different intervals that have been preserved for so many hundreds of years. I'm learning to work with the graphic writing systems that come from the Bantu Congo people, called cosmograms, and this is an example of them. So like you see, there are these beautiful sign systems that have been passed down, and if you're familiar with like veves from Haiti or any other ground drawing systems from West Africa, a lot of times they're grounded in this system, or the diaspora, they're grounded in this system. So I'm really interested in the science of this geometry. I'm interested in the fact that it is a way to communicate outside of the master's signs and tools, that we had our own languages and ways of communicating. And so like, it's complicated, right, when I'm working with Western institutions, because I'm like, I want to share this because I'm so excited about it, and also I don't want to share this because it's a secret. And you know, I'm learning things that are my birthright, that were not for colonialism and the transatlantic slave trade, that I would already know. So in some ways it feels like working backwards and kind of trying to achieve some kind of fluency, but also intuitive grace inside of these traditional knowledge systems. So I guess what my work is and what my practice looks like is cultivating altered states of consciousness using African traditional systems, so that I might, or we might, collectively arrive at that which hasn't been taught, but that which can be known. As third world feminists say, like, we have to be able to dream and imagine our freedom before we can be free. Like, we have to be able to imagine it. We have to cultivate these embodied experiences, because those are casting spells towards our liberation. And if we don't train our bodies to feel liberation, how will we know when it comes? How will we recognize it?